Oh man, that is perfect. Hello everyone and welcome to the introduction of CSGO News University. I hope you all enjoy. This is going to be the one place you can go for all of CSGO information. Now please, before this series is even introduced, look down below in the description. I'll be putting time markers for all your information needs. So if you want to check out a certain story, there's time markers down below in the description so you don't have to waste all your time watching the whole video. So I hope you all enjoy. This is the introduction and also episode number 1 of CSGO News. Let's get right into it. First up in the news, apparently a huge announcement here. AdreN from Team Liquid, one of their better oppers, is actually formally announcing he will be trying out for Team Solo Mid, now Team Astralis. I'm really not sure how the contract system seems to work in these CSGO environments, but apparently AdreN will be playing with Team Solo Mid for a couple of weeks here, and then going back to Team Liquid, which I find to be really curious, a really kind of weird thing to do. Now, if you guys have heard about Team Astralis last month, they have been going off a newly named team, obviously a part of Team Question Mark and Team Solo Mid coming together to form Team Astralis. They have been one of the best teams in the world, actually currently ranked number 2 in the world and number 2 in Europe, and have won 10 of their last 12 games and won some key majors. So Team Astralis is on fire as of late, and AdreN has announced from Team Liquid he'll be going to try out for actually Astralis' squad. Now, we don't know whether he's going to be trying out to be one of their backups or who he's going to replace on Team Astralis, but Team Liquid also came out and announced that AdreN would be coming back to their squad within 2 weeks. So he has a 2-week tryout period. We don't know necessarily the actual right requirements, if he's actually going to be on Team Astralis or if he's going to go back to Team Liquid and just wants to practice with the squad. But it's a huge announcement. AdreN, we have no idea. He hasn't been playing his best as of late, but he is one of the better oppers in Europe, and we're going to see how he plays on Astralis and how that turns out. Now, I'm kind of confused who he would replace on Astralis. They've been playing so well as of late, but again, a huge announcement in the CSGO world right there. Now, this is week 4 of the EU and NA CSGO Pro Leagues, but a huge actual upset happened this week when FNATIC lost to Mousesports. Now, it was a best of 2. FNATIC took the first map, and Mousesports actually took them in the first overtime, 19-17 on the map Dust 2, which was a huge thing. Again, FNATIC, the number 1 team in the world. A lot of people expecting this to be a 2-0 sweep. Just an extremely exciting game to watch all the way through. As you can see on screen right now, it was at one point tied 15-all. Of course, went into the first overtime, and it's hard not to feel really proud of Mousesports right now because they got killed the first map 16-4, and it was really nice to see them come back nicely on Dust 2 and finally take down FNATIC. Again, it's just weekly gameplay, weekly pro play, so it's not a huge victory, but again, a huge moral thing for Mousesports, and look forward to weeks 5 and 6 for Mousesports to see if they can come off this victory and have a big morale boost. But a huge win again in the first overtime, 19-17. No huge, outright gameplay. They all played very equally, but I do believe FNATIC had a really big comeback with Mousesports winning the first 11 to 12 rounds. So again, FNATIC had a huge comeback on their terrorist side, but it was just shy of being enough. It's kind of funny in these league plays, you see these teams go up 11-4 or 12-3, and the comebacks are still very possible. And a team like FNATIC is very good at coming back. Whatever their second half side is, whether it's CT or T, they're more well known for their CT second half comebacks. But this time it was a terrorist side comeback. It was not quite enough. But anyway, congrats to Mousesports. It was an amazing game to watch. Very fun, very entertaining, and the league has been full of excitement today. Now, earlier in the day, Mousesports actually beat a team by the name of No Kappa in a 2-0 sweep, and everyone thought, who the heck is No Kappa? This team is a nobody. So it wasn't really much of a warm-up match for them to play FNATIC. And again, expecting a 2-0 sweep FNATIC in favor of FNATIC. It didn't turn out that way, so it was pretty crazy to see. And again, congrats to Mousesports. And leading off that, Astralis has looked absolutely amazing. They actually sweeped SK Gaming. SK Gaming didn't even put up more than 7 or 8 rounds in either of their games. Now, SK coming off quite a few losses, and they haven't been performing their best in the last month or so, but still a very good pro team. And Astralis making it look so easy. The team is on fire. Dupree, Kerrigan, all of them looking so amazing. And it's amazing to see a team that's just changed organization names, because usually you see sometimes teams will falter after changing organizations and changing team leaders and team owners, but Astralis has been doing amazing in the last month or so, and they're so fun to watch. I'm sure a lot of you have also heard about the Stewie2K Cloud9 pickup. They picked up Stewie2K, and a lot of people, actually all of YouTube, blew up over this guy because he received a lot of hate, but also Freakazoid and him kind of got in a lot of arguments over their online bickering, and there were a bunch of YouTube react videos over that. I'm not going to get into that. It was a kind of a funny video, but then again, you kind of realize the team morale is definitely flustering. It seems as if ever since Sean Gare stepped down from Cloud9, the team has really been struggling, and they also continue to struggle this week in the week 4 of the NA Pro League. Cloud9 won their opening game against Selfless Gaming. Again, one of those lesser teams where you expect Cloud9 that should just walk all over them. They won the first match 16-10 and then lost the second one 16-4, only winning 4 rounds, which is really an upsetting thing to see. Again, Cloud9 definitely faltering and not even close to being the #1 team in NA anymore. Kind of weird to see the FaZe and Optic teams really doing quite well, while your later NA teams are now, like Team Liquid and Cloud9, are not performing like they used to. Which actually leads into our next category, and that is going to be Team Liquid, who have only played 2 matches thus far in March. It's only March 15th, so they haven't played too many league matches, and they are 1-1. Now, they also have played 14 matches since February and have only done 8-6. They've only gone 8-6 so far, which is not where they expect to be. And also being the #1 NA team the last few months, they have now dropped to #3 and also a #12 ranking in all of the world. So Team Liquid is struggling again with that thing I've announced earlier with AdreN trying out for Team Astralis. You're wondering if you're going to see more of Kusta step in for that op position. It's kind of a weird subject to talk about because I don't really know what goes on in these organizations. When you have a member like AdreN talk about leaving the organization, why do you not put Kusta in and maybe get him experience opping, or get him experience not so much being a backup player, but get him game time experience? You know, if you ever have someone who has a doubt or maybe a worry about being on a team, more than likely they want to leave the organization, and they will eventually. So I really look forward to Team Liquid putting Kusta in. Again, one of those Korean or one of those Eastern Asian teams players that has potential to be a really good opper. You just have to give him the experience and get him in game time decisions to actually know how he'll play out. So I do look forward to Team Liquid playing and becoming a top 2 NA team again. The NA scene is really struggling. Now on to Hiko, one of my favorite NA players of all time. Let's talk about Hiko for a bit. Now, just yesterday, Hiko is doing a G4G, a Gamers for Giving charity live stream almost all day long. He took a little break in between, but I think right around 12-hour stream, if not a little longer. And his initial goal was to raise $8,000 for the organization. Now, I do believe after his first streaming session, he'd already gotten over $6,000 in donations. We're waiting currently on the actual amounts. I'll leave that in the description below. But I do believe Hiko actually broke the $8,000 mark, which is absolutely insane to see the support that these CSGO streamers are getting. Especially Hiko, he has a lesser following than most people. But again, he does get a lot of viewers. Now, I kind of coincide him with Tim the Tatman. Obviously, Tim the Tatman not being a pro player, Hiko gets quite a few viewers. And it's amazing to see the support that we're giving back to our gamers, especially when they do these charity live streams. So $8,000 plus raised for G4G charity stream. Great job, Hiko. Awesome job. And huge support going out to you and Team Liquid in the future. Yeah, crazy. That is a lot of money. Look at the big man tweeting out. He had to take a break for food, but my goodness, he just raised $6,000 plus for charity. Oh, Hiko, you are the freaking man. And the top story of the day, I mean, this actually blew my mind. NRG and actually former CLG player Peter Gurney, known as PTR in game, broke his foot on his flight to Croatia. Now, he is an NRG player, and they're in the Counterpit Finals LAN event, and he won't be able to play because of his flight. On his way to Croatia on this flight, they experienced such severe turbulence that he actually broke his foot. And I'm sitting here thinking, how the heck do you break your foot because of turbulence? I don't know how Peter sits in his airplane chair, but apparently the turbulence was so severe, he fractured or broke his foot right above his ankle, which sounds extremely painful, and he will be undergoing surgery as soon as possible. So prayers go out to you, Peter, and his team as well, because they have to play their backup. I'm not sure who they're going to put in place of him or if they can even participate without him, but it's kind of crazy to see. I don't know how these, international flights work, but huge prayers go to you, man. That sounds super painful. I mean, the good news is for Peter, he'll probably make more money suing the airline than he will at the major event. So, I mean, that's kind of a benefit. Peter, my man, come on. And a quick update coming from G2 Kingwin Esports CSGO team. They took on Flipside Tactics in a 2-0 sweep. They absolutely dominated them on train and overpass, and again didn't allow Flipside to score more than 8 points, I believe, on either side of the map, which is absolutely insane. Flipside, one of those teams where I really had high hopes for them when they were first announced, and I'm really not sure if they're more of those teams that like to upset, big guns every once in a while, but they're definitely not the consistent team that I thought they were going to be. And key fact here, Markolov, one of their lesser players, but I thought he was going to be a better player and really show up in these events, actually went 8-18 in one of their matches. So I don't know if they're demotivated, but again, Flipside Tactics not doing too well, got 2-0 sweep by G2, who's looking quite good. And the last team update of this video, now I will touch on FaZe CSGO in my next video in the next few days, but I need to get more information collected on them. I do know for sure though, Optic Gaming just swept another series in CSGO. They are against Complexity Gaming, and they are now 9-1 in the standings. They might be 9-2, but they're still the #2 NA team, which is absolutely incredible. You know, for them to come in out of nowhere and pick up this squad where I really thought, honestly, when I first saw them play Splice and they lost a game to Splice, and actually I think they lost to Splice 1-2 in a 3-0 series, I really expected Optic Gaming to fluster and not do too well. But ever since that loss to Splice, they have really picked it up. Now they have lost another game to Renegades, but they also beat Renegades, a team that's not really well known. But then again, they also beat Team Liquid in a best-of-3 series. So Optic Gaming really picking it up. I have high hopes for them in the future. Now I will again touch on FaZe. I do think head-on-head, I think that sounded weird. I honestly believe FaZe would probably win that matchup, probably 9 times out of 10. And I'll talk about that more in my future video. I'll be talking about both Luminosity Gaming, Navi, and also FaZe a lot more. I need to find more information on those teams, but I really would love to talk about FaZe and Luminosity a lot more. I think Luminosity is probably the best American team by far, and I wasn't really sure if they were actually an American team until I checked the standings, because a lot of us know they are a Brazilian team. They're classified into the American region. So more on that later on, for sure. The first piece of drama coming from our favorite FNATIC opper, JW, Jay Wonderchild, and he actually tweeted out almost instantaneously right after the Mousesports loss, 19-17 in overtime. He tweeted out, "I buy power, would be proud. Good game, well played." Whoa, whoa, I'm smelling, what's that? I'm smelling a little salt from Jay Wonderchild. I think someone's a little salty little nugget. McNuggets. Now, it's kind of ironic how he would say, "I buy power, would be proud," and then he follows it up with "good game, well played." We can't tell if he's salty or if he's just trying to be nice. It's just confusing. JW, it's okay. It's one loss. You're still the best team in the world. I respect you. You're loyal. You're appreciative. And also, G2 came out with a tweet earlier this morning directed at Vivid HQ. Oh, hey, would you look at that? Is that a G2 logo? Oh, no, that's Vivid HQ's no logo. Oh, wow, that doesn't look anything like it. Who had their new emblem come out, and they tweeted at them saying, "Huh, where'd you get your inspiration for your new logo or your new emblem?" And it looks instantaneously, I don't know why I just used that word, it looked almost identical to G2's actual internal logo, minus the pointy ears at the top, which is kind of funny. They called them out for it. They got a bunch of retweets, a bunch of favorites, and there's got to be some type of lawsuit coming in if they don't change their logo, because again, it looks almost identical besides the scar in the eye and the 2 ears up top. But that's all the drama I had for Twitter, really, and that's all the information I have for you guys on CSGO News. This episode of CSGO News University. Yeah, you see that? That was an accident. I didn't mean to cover up. I meant to cover up the university. But I hope you all enjoyed the introduction to this new series. If you guys do enjoy it, please leave a like or a comment down below how I can improve this series. I do really want to improve it. Obviously right now I'm in a washing room. I'm at my friend's house, Noah. I'm house sitting for him and watching all of his dogs. This is the only place in the whole house where I can get away from the dogs and all the noise. So please leave a comment down below. How can I improve this series? And also, if you guys have ever any CSGO news that I need to report on instantaneously, right away, that's my favorite new word, instantaneously, my Twitter will be linked down below. Follow me on Twitter, DM me, guys. My DMs are open. Slide on in. Give me all your information. I look forward to actually sharing information, guys. And of course, I'll try and shout you out as much as possible. As always, I hope you all enjoy this episode of CSGO News. Live, love, laugh a lot. Remember, I like you, and I'll see y'all in a couple days in another episode. Until then, remember, I like you. Goodbye. Dang, we killed that. Come on, can we get a sponsor for this series? How cool would it be? How cool would it be to see me not having to wear this lame thing, but I could wear like a CSGO jersey? That would be, if you guys want to sponsor, I'm open to opportunities. Hope y'all enjoyed.